All right, thank you so much for staying with the Monday Report. You're just in time for the town hall session. Let's begin this discussion. We started by asking you out there what you think is the best deal when it comes to revenue sharing formula. The senators are sitting for a record 7th time tomorrow to try and iron out a deal. Will they have a deal? Maybe not. Maybe they will. Send your tweets at Trevor Mbija at Citizen TV Kenya. Use the hashtag Monday Report. But here's what your section of you had to say in the counties when we asked them this same question, what their thoughts are on the county revenue sharing formula. Listen.
Maneno ya Senate ya kukuwa na stalemate ya revenue allocation, naona ni kama inarudisha devolution nyuma sana. Ni wanatumia wakati mwingi, wakati pesa inafaa ikuwe imefikia wananchi. Na pia hii maneno ya one man one shilling, naona si maneno mzuri, sababu tunatarajia maendeleo yaendelee kila kona zote za Kenya hii. Kama sisi hapa Nakuru County, mimi naelewa tuko na vitu mingi, tuna resources mingi kuliko Mkenya aliye kule Mandera. Na naonelea ile mazuri yenye natoka hapa si mbaya ikienda kusaidia wewe Mkenya, sababu najua kuna mtu wa Nakuru ambaye pia anaishi huko Mandera. Si ati wale wanaishi huko Mandera ni watu tu wa kule. Kama ni hospitali, kama ni barabara, naomba maendeleo yaweze kufika pia kule.
The Senate should be considerate and pass the bill as a win-win formula, because as we see it, it is the dragging they're having there in the Senate. It's affecting service delivery at the county level, because even at the moment, you see now we are having some challenges like maybe this coronavirus, and the county government need these funds to be released immediately so that they can come and handle the issues here at the ground level. So this stalemate is not good for the people down here, because the moment they continue dragging this bill, pushing each other in the Senate and without considering the people here at the ground level, it's actually affecting us a lot, in terms of service delivery, projects, implementation.
The allocation of revenue must be purposed towards improving the livelihood of Kenyans. We have counties who had been left behind for a long time on matters development. And when we want to make them have reduced allocations, that is strangling life out of them. And that we cannot agree. And that is why our senators at the Senate, all students said no.
Maeneo yetu yaweze kuimarika kibiashara, kibarabara. Tunapopunguziwa pesa, maendeleo hayatapatikana kwa wingi. Na sisi tulisema tunataka majimbo, tukaletewa majimbo ya ugatuzi. Kwa hivyo pesa vile zilivyokuwa, kama hawawezi kuziongezea, waziache mahali ziko ziwe zinakuja kwa kila county. Wasiseme ati wanapunguza pesa kulingana na watu. Kuna sehemu watu ni wengi, lakini labda eneo ni dogo. Huduma ndio tunataka, na pesa ije kama vile walivyoamua Senate. Sisi tuko nyuma yao, hatutaki pesa zipunguzwe, kila county pe mgao wao kisawasawa.
All right, joining me now is nominated Senator Naomi Wako. She's from Marsabit area. We're still waiting for farm, but we haven't received any word from him in terms of cancellation or whether he'll actually join us. But if he does, we'll drop him into the conversation. But Senator Wako, thank you so much for making time for us. So, quick question. What will your argument be tomorrow when it comes to this sharing of revenue formula?
Thank you, Trevor. I thank you for giving me this opportunity to speak on this revenue allocation formula that has affected Senate in a big way and affecting also the country. And I'm sure the executive, our president and the executive in general must be also very much concerned with what is happening. So, number one, before I answer your question, I must say that the matter at hand is a very sensitive one and very divisive. That is why you can see that Kenyans are really concerned with what is happening. And not only the senators, but not only the politicians, but almost every Kenyan is aware of what is happening. In fact, for the first time, even people in the villages who may not even have TVs in their homes are concerned with what is happening in our country at the moment. Why? Because this is a very sensitive matter. and it touches on the lives of every Kenyan. Trevor, as we discussed this, and even as Senate, we should be our brother's keeper, and we should also, as leaders, always be concerned with the unity of our nation. In fact, we are the people that should guide the nation into unity, because we are one nation, and we need to move together as one body. So that is all what I want to say as we begin this. And it is my prayer that our discussion will help the entire nation. So coming to the question that you have asked.
That is fair enough, but what is your argument? Yes.
I'm coming to that. My contribution tomorrow, I am psychologically prepared. Of course, I'll still be guided by the happenings of the day, but my thinking is, and I'm committed to support Senator Sakaja's amendment, simply because it helps us to retain the current sharing formula. That means then that we will not be talking of losers and gainers. In fact, the word loser and the gainer is what is making the country to be divided. And as leaders today, we should not continue, promoting division in our country. So I will support the Sakaja amendment. Number one, because we will all retain what we currently get. All the counties will get what they have been receiving in 2019, 2020, and going forward. Number two, again, in that amendment, I have also seen the spirit of the Constitution 2010. That is so dear to all of us. That has given us devolution, which has helped us to grow and also test the fruit of this nation. That is why I will support it. Again, in the same spirit, supporting the formula, as I said, will help us to retain what we are already getting. And I believe that is the only thing that we can do today so that we can hold this nation together. Again, it will bring harmony in the country, and it is the most patriotic thing that any leader can do at this particular time, because we do not want our country to be divided. We do not want others to feel that they are lesser Kenyans than other people. So I will support this, and it is my prayer that it will get enough support.
But Senator, that doesn't change anything, because it's the same revenue allocation that has been used. It's the same formula that has been used for a while, but you have to change it now because it's been in place since 2009, I believe.
But I think I need to correct you, because it doesn't change at this particular time, but in future, the counties that are to gain this particular time will be given priority. And if we get any increment of the money that will go to the counties, I tell you the priority will be given to the counties that are to gain today. So even if tomorrow Treasury, together with the people concerned, will say we are adding 50 more billion, we will not have any problem with that. We are saying let that go to the counties that are to benefit now from the new formula.
But Senator, before the census, ASAL areas were accused of really using their population and claiming that their population was bigger until the count was done, and now all of a sudden they believe it should be used on landmass and not population. Why the sudden change of heart, Senator?
Number one, 2019 population, the census 2019 I know it has to guide us. But remember, when that happened, the country was going through a lot of challenges because of the drought, and especially northern part of Kenya. I know in particular a county like Marsabit, most of our people have moved, had moved even to different places. Pastoralists move from one place to the other. They had even moved in search of green pasture. So we cannot fully say that the population of that area has come down, and that is why we are doing what we are doing. What we are telling Kenyans is that we are not fighting one another. We are fighting for development to grow, and we do not have any change. Population is still the highest parameter in the current whatever that will be used, and I tell you, northern part of Kenya will suffer because of this population, the census 2019, because when it happened, many of our people were not even at their places of where they usually stay because of the drought that was affecting, which finished all their animals and even killed some people. So they cannot fully be blamed, and we cannot be told that surely our population is less now. If we repeat today, because we have everything around us, I'm sure the numbers can go up.
And Senator, is there any chance that the Senate will now come up with a win-win position? Because we know there's a lot of lobbying that has been going on there. And even you started by saying that you will be guided by the happenings of the day. What does guided by the happenings of the day mean? Does it mean that you might change your position based on maybe an influence from that will come in?
We are in a political world, and many things do happen. I am committed to the cause, and that is why I am talking to you. Sakaja's formula has already been tabled, and it is the one to be discussed and debated. So I will support that, as I said. And my prayer is that any other formula that will be brought, in case that fails, because you never know. The other time we were about 25, and you never know, we might lose some people now. And in case that happens, any formula that will promote unity, any formula that will be realistic, or any amendment that will be realistic, any amendment that will be inclusive of even northern part of Kenya, I will support.
So, Senator, speak to me practically about this issue. What is so wrong with the dividing the revenue? And I know there are many parameters. There's the poverty index, there's health, there's agriculture, several of them. But the most contentious one has always been population and landmass. What is so wrong with maybe dividing the money in Marsabit and reducing it by 2 billion because the number of people are much less than the number of people in Kiambu, and allocating the same amount? If we are to divide it per person, it shows then that the person in Kiambu will receive much less than the person in Marsabit. What is wrong with ensuring that is equitable?
Number one, as I told you, the census 2019, as I told you, may not guide the nation very well. Because when it happened, our people were not even at their homes. I don't want to dwell on that. That is number one thing. So there are people in Marsabit, in northern part of Kenya, in Mandera, in Wajir, who are there today and who moved with their animals during those days that the census was taking place. Now, if Marsabit will lose 2 billion, and that 2 billion will benefit another county. Remember, our county and any other county that will lose today have already budgeted. They have projects that they want to implement. They have things that they want to do. They have employed people. And imagine of the lives that will be affected by the deduction of 2 billion today or next year or even the other year. So if it happens today, it will have a very negative impact on the people. If it happens tomorrow, the same thing. And that's why we are saying, can we get time to prepare people? Can we get time to retain what they are getting today? in fact, even when you are serving food to your children, you will make sure that all the children in the house will get enough share and what they are used to. When you do not have food, maybe because of the drought, even the 1 cup of tea that you share, you can decide to share 1 cup, 10 people. So we are saying, however minimal the resources could be, what we want is let the counties retain what they have been receiving, and for anything that will come in future, then we have no problem. That can be guided by the formula that has been tabled.
Yeah. That sounds like a fair deal, but for argument's sake, what about Irungu Kangata's proposal? I know it was voted down 25 to 23, but his was a possibility of having a formula that will then delay this disbursement by about 2 years or so, but ensure that the money allocated is still as agreed in the CRA. What is your position on this? Is that not a viable option?
When one is sick and maybe you go to the hospital, you want to be treated and you want to get healed immediately. With all the due respect that, Senator Kangata's proposal is postponing a problem. Because if it happens, let's say 1 year or 2 years from today, the same thing that we are talking about, will still be happening. So we are saying, can the counties retain what they are receiving today, 1 year from today and 2 years from today? And for any other increment, then give priority to the counties that are to gain. Senator Kangata's formula does not carry that spirit. What it carries is the counties that are losing today, if the formula will be implemented even in 2 years' time, will still lose. So instead of Marsabit County to be told, hold on for the next 2 years and get your dose the next 2 years, we are saying let us have the dose today and let whatever happened to us happen. I'm sure 90% or 80% of our counties have that challenge. So you cannot blame the 18 counties and the executive of those particular counties for lack of accountability today. And again, the government have all the measures in place. We have DPP. We have ethics and anti-corruption. Na huwa tunasema mkono ya serikali ni refu. If those governors are corrupt, I tell you the government can get hold of them. And that is why we are saying let us not mix two things. Let resources go to the people. Accountability is something that we can, as a country, fight for and get. Corruption is something that we have been fighting ever since we got independence. And so to say that those 18 counties should suffer because of lack of accountability or because of the corruption, I think will somehow mislead us in this discussion.
All right. Senator, there's some questions that were sent in by some of our viewers. Let me play some of them for you, then you can respond. Let's bring the first one.
So the Senate has already had 6 sittings without striking a deal. What are they bringing on the table this time around to ensure that it is no longer a stalemate but a win-win situation?
Number one,
Senator?
we are not happy of what is happening because we know that the more we delay, the more the counties are affected. Some counties have not paid their people for the last 2 months. And I know even development and growth has already been affected by what is happening. So our commitment is that tomorrow we will be able to solve this problem because we are serving the entire nation. And again, let me tell you that when senators are fighting, we are not even fighting, we are debating. We are looking for a solution that will make every Kenyan feel a Kenyan. We are debating and holding on to our positions, not because we want to disagree with one another just for the sake of disagreeing, but because what we are discussing touches the life of that poor woman in Turkana. It touches the life of that young man and young boy who needs to go to school in Lodwar or in Mandera. So let's distance this, because what we are doing is not to benefit me, is not to benefit any senator, but it is to benefit the entire nation.
All right, Senator, we have another question. Let's bring it up.
As our Njiko now, who should I blame or even take to court for stalled project as a result of lack of these funds? Is it the Commission on Revenue Allocation? Is it the national government? Is it the Senate, which is not making rational decisions? Is it the executive? Who? Thank you.
Senator?
A very tough question. I may not be in a position to say who should be blamed in this particular thing, but I know all the bodies that he has mentioned are affected. When I started, I said, I know even our president, wherever he is, he must be in a big dilemma. He must be very concerned with what is happening. We are also concerned as senators. So give us up to tomorrow evening. And it is my prayer that we will give you a solution that will satisfy all of us.
All right. Let's see some of the feedback that's coming through before we wind up. Fred Osiro here says, indeed, the goal of devolution was engineered to foresee such incidences where there would be need to negotiate revenue allocation to reach the mwananchi on the ground, non-discriminatorily, haki itendwe. And we have Bernard here. Sambu says, when you have two wives, one with big family and another with a small family, where will you take more resources? Is it where family is larger or where the compound is bigger? Those are the questions Kenyans are posing here. Carrington Mwendwa says equitable revenue sharing formula should be a product of wide consultations and in-depth review of the devolved functions, their needs, and in line with Article 203 of the Constitution. What the Senate is engaging in is just pure politics. Let me give you a last tweet here before I come up and give you the last say, Senator. So TK here says equitable distribution of resources is the way to go for Kenya. Marginalized regions should be supported at all costs. Senate should not institutionalize marginalization. So, Senator, can you guarantee Kenyans that tomorrow then you will come up with a solution that is a win-win for all? What if party lines decide that they would say the revenue, the deal that you're talking about where some counties are going to benefit over others is the one they want to push? Then what happens?
Number one, the Bible says, come, let us reason together. And as I said, this is one issue that is almost dividing our nation. We can already see that even the political temperatures are rising. So I'm an individual out of the 67 senators. But my hope and prayer is that by tomorrow, we'll be able to give Kenyans a solution, as I say, that will satisfy every part of this country. So my prayer is that the citizens will also reason, because when we all become emotional, then we know the negative effect of that. The reasoning of every man and woman will go down, and emotions will take place and overtake the reasoning capacity of every human being. So my prayer is that we will reason well, we will be objective enough, we will be inclusive, and we will be our brother's keeper. And by the end tomorrow, my prayer is that every Kenyan will be happy with the formula that Senate will have passed.
All right. Senator, thank you so much. We'll see whether that comes to pass. Senator Naomi Waqar, nominated senator from Marsabit, they're saying that she's hopeful that Kenyan Senate will come up with a good solution that is a win-win for all. Let's not belabor this point so much. Let's give them that it's just a couple of hours to tomorrow, just about 2 or 3. Then the debate begins. All right. We will see where that ends. My name is Trevor Mbidje. It's such an honor having you with us on this Monday Report Home Edition. Or should I say Monday Report Social Distancing Edition. It's been an absolute pleasure, and a special thanks to Yulan Zale, who's our sign language interpreter, and also the entire technical team that made this possible. It's new times, new things. We all have to learn with time. So, when I was coming down, I was wondering, so if you live in the same house, you've just taken a shower, you put on your suit, do you still spray cologne? I might just come in here and leave smelling all natural. You tell me what you think. Good night for now. My name is Trevor Mbidje. Bye. And everyone.